when you watch these movies, you watch these stories, when you get to that point in the story where the fairy godmother has come into Cinderella and said, I've created a chariot and I've made you a dress. You are no longer the victim, the slave girl in the fairy godmother story. You are now the beautiful Cinderella. And you go, wait a minute, I've been through all these victim things. That's true, but that is not who you are. I believe we are created with something so much more than that. We are created in our being to be more than a victim. We are created not to be the villain. Now, sometimes that happens, but we need to work our way out of it. My favorite stories, sometimes the hero starts out like Cinderella. The hero starts out as the victim. See, my favorite stories were stories like Batman, who gets thrown in prison and he finds out there's a mentor, there's somebody out there that's going to guide him. And he begins to learn, and he begins to study, and he begins to develop his true identity. So as you begin to learn your true identity, you can grow from becoming that victim to becoming the hero. And with great power comes great responsibility. That's true in our own life. See, as you begin to develop, as you begin to realize this, I believe you're going to be lied to. And that's where we come back to this position where we go, see, I'm really the victim. Really, I'm the villain. I'm always the bad guy. I can't get out of it. That's who I am. And that's a lie. It's a deception technique by the enemy to teach you that you cannot become the hero, which you are meant to be. I have one daughter who, the other day there was a snake in our backyard, and now she won't go in her backyard. She won't go outside. And I'm like, baby, your play place is outside. Your toys are outside. The things that you enjoy are outside. She goes, no, Dad, I'm too scared. She began to surround herself with fear. And I said, I'm going to give you a name. I'm going to give you your own name. That is not the name you were given when you were born. It's a name that characterizes how I want you to live. And she says, Dad, I'm too scared. I can't. And I said, your new name is courage. Courage means you are not afraid to live who you are meant to be. When God knit your heart together, He knit you, He put you together with a being that is meant to do so much more than sit on your couch and play video games. It is your turn to get out and do something that you are created to do. Now, I can't tell you, when you grow up, you're going to be a teacher, a plumber, or a pastor. I don't know. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. That might be what you're going to do, but that's not your purpose. Your purpose in life is to live courageous and to choose to follow the ways that Jesus taught us to follow. We are trying to teach my daughters that your beauty is the way you carry yourself on the inside. Your beauty is the way you live out your purpose in who you are. See, my daughter could be very afraid and not want to go out and not want to do anything, but that's not her purpose. When she goes out and she lives free and she plays and she enjoys life, that is when she is beautiful. When she knows who she is, that is when she's beautiful. And I look at my son and I say, buddy, I would like you to go try something new. And he goes, Dad, I can't. He talks to himself and he lies to himself and he listens to the lies that he's incapable of something. I said, but if you'll just try it, you'll find out that you're amazing at it. And my son loves to be adventurous as long as he knows he can do it. But when he tries something he doesn't know if he can do, he is so much more powerful. My son loves to have an adventure to live. He loves to know that he's courageous. But he also loves to have a battle to fight. Watch the way little boys play. They have to fight little characters. It doesn't matter what you give them, 2 rocks and they make them fight. He's got a battle to fight, but you know what's always amazing? The good guy wins in the end. And finally, boys, as you start realizing, hey, those things over there called girls are actually really beautiful, your job, your purpose is to treat them with respect. Because they need to know that they're worth that respect. The boys who can hold that respect, who can maintain their purity, those are the boys with the purpose who are the heroes. Now you might go, I don't know, a lot of this sounds kind of crazy. But when you try to do it, you're going to get something right down here that tells you, I'm afraid. I can't do it. God has an answer for that. It's not an easy answer, but one of my favorite verses that took me through life, I still go back to it today. It's Joshua 1:9. It says, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God is with you. It doesn't say go out and be courageous on your own. It says God is with you. He's going to be by your side. And this story was given to a guy that was up to fight the biggest battle of life, and he was leading people who should have lost this battle, and they turned out to win it. God was with this guy named Joshua. He says, be strong and courageous as you get out there and you lead. And so as you begin to do that, as you begin to look for your purpose, you're going to find this fear. You're going to find this gut instinct to turn and run, to turn around and become the victim. That's a lie. And as you begin to feel that, go back to God's truth and say, God, what is my purpose? And I hope God whispers to you that your purpose is to be strong and courageous, to live as you are designed to live. Maybe you're a preacher, maybe you're a janitor, maybe you work at McDonald's. Any of those are great careers. They're great jobs. They're great things to do. Maybe it's date that person or don't date that person. But if you live as the hero, if you're strong and courageous and you do the right thing, it's going to be hard. Look at Psalm 23. Those moments when you're afraid and you go, God, I think I'm alone. Read that. Check it out. It's got some of the most encouraging, poetic words you'll ever find. And if you go, God, I want to know the God who wrote this. I want to know the God who guides us like that. He says, seek me and I will reveal myself to you. Connect with the High Life leaders. Connect with the people that you've gotten this video from. Come find me. I'll help you out too.